Hi everyone, my name is Brett Larsen, and a little bit about myself. I am a native New Yorker, but at about the time I was 17, I left New York and moved out west to Arizona, lived out there for about 20 years, where I embarked on a real estate broker career, which I enjoyed very much. And then in '08, because of the crash, I decided to come back east, but because I'd been living in the sun for so long, I couldn't bear to think about living back up north, so I decided to settle in South Florida, where I've been now for the last, I say about 12 years. Although I still have my broker license, I don't actively sell. I made the move into nonprofit higher education. An acquaintance of mine thought that it might be something I would be interested in, and it turned out I absolutely was. So I got into nonprofit higher education development work. While I was doing that, I finished my undergraduate degree at University of Florida, go Gators. And by the time I was finished with that journey, I thought, well, if I don't go to graduate school now, I probably never will. And I was so used to the abuse anyway, I thought, well, I'll just stay in school. So when looking at graduate schools, I was really careful about where I wanted to go. And I was very attracted to Citadel's curriculum and just their mission of producing principled leaders, regardless of what they studied. I originally was in the MBA track and found, quite honestly, that with my insane work schedule, I wasn't able to keep up with the 8-week classes. So I moved into the leadership track. My advisor thought that was the next most closest track to be in, since I was moving from the MBA program. And I've been enjoying it very much. It's equally as challenging for me in terms of balancing work and school. And so we'll see how this goes. But my dream is to finish the program, the leadership program at the Citadel, because I can't imagine learning about leadership anywhere else. So that's a little bit about me. As far as communication styles, I would have to say that I find face-to-face communication to be the most effective. In general, there are no other communication channels, of course, but to me, nothing beats face-to-face communication. I think second to that would be phone communication, then text, then email. I used to think email and then text, but text for the most part has replaced email. And then after that, I suppose social media. But I still believe, I maintain that there is nothing better than face-to-face communication. We certainly learned that through the pandemic, even though we have the technology to allow for virtual communication. If you can do it in person, great. Virtual is a close second. But there is something about, I think, body language and other ways of communicating that happen in person that you miss in other channels. I find email can be particularly difficult because tone and tenor is misunderstood. Same thing with texts. But over the phone and certainly face-to-face communication, in my opinion, are the way to go. Thanks very much.